Now, our very own associate editor, Lucy Jones, was one of the tens of thousands of people who queued up this weekend in order to see the late Queen lying in state. Now, Lucy lined up for 13 hours with her mum and dad to pay her respects for the late Elizabeth the Great, joining the back of what I'm calling the Elizabeth line in Bermondsey. That was at 7 a.m. before the 6-mile journey along the bank of the Thames. And she was rewarded in one heck of a twist of fate by actually standing inside Westminster Hall at the moment King Charles himself walked in with his grieving siblings for his vigil by his mother's coffin. Wow, look at that moment, and you can see Lucy there in the background. Just incredible. Lucy, so when you started, by the way, well done for lining up. What an incredible moment. But how you were rewarded because you were there when Charles walked past.
I know. I mean, it was just completely, utterly overwhelming.
And you hadn't timed it. This was a coincidence.
No. I mean, we had no idea how long we were going to be queuing for. We thought it could be 9 hours, and we got there and we were held by security, and we thought, oh, we've missed them. I mean, it was just so surreal to be there in the first place to pay tribute to the Queen, and then to be there and just be centimetres from our new king and his siblings. I mean, it was just so surreal.
And so when you walked into the hall and you knew it was coming close to the Queen's children arriving, were you told? And did you have to go through any additional security because you were there at the same time as them?
No, there was no additional security. I mean, as soon as I walked into the hall, the first thing I noticed, well, the first person I noticed was our new Queen Consort, Camilla. I just saw her hair and
because
I thought...
she was watching?
Yeah, she was there, and she was stood next to Mike Tyndall and Zara Phillips, and I thought, oh gosh, have they already been in and out? Because actually King Charles was slightly delayed, and we thought, 9:30 we'd been held, 7:30 even we'd been held, and the time had been and gone. But we went in there, and I mean, it was like you could hear a pin drop. It was just silent, and then you hear the tapping of the guard,
yes,
making note that the vigil was about to begin. And yeah, I was just so overwhelmed because, firstly, it was surreal to be there to, say thank you to our late Queen, let alone then to be there in the 15 minutes that the new king was there. So, yeah, I didn't know where to look.
Charles and Edward and Andrew all looked incredibly emotional watching it on the television. Did you pick that up from them being so close?
Yeah, I thought King Charles even looked so... sad, but the sheer synchronicity with which they walked into that hall was just incredible.
Oh, it was amazing.
And it was just amazing to see that.
And just finally, tell me about the queue itself. Was it worth it? And did you make lots of friends during that 13 hours? Because that seems to be the conclusion that most folk have.
Yeah, I mean, my boyfriend thought I was mad to do it in the first place, but it honestly didn't seem like 13 hours at all. And we made lots of friends. We made friends with a couple that had come from Swansea, a chap who'd come from Portsmouth, a young mother who was a chiropractor who actually said that she was getting calls from people who were having back problems from standing in the queue, which was quite funny. People from all walks of life. And it was amazing because I thought, if I was sat on a tube with these people any other day, I probably wouldn't have looked up at my phone and even said hello. And then by the end of it, you're like hugging them and they're your best friends. We had photos with them, as I'm sure you've shown. And yeah, it was just amazing. You're sharing your snacks with them. There's people pouring like nuts and sweets into your hands, left, right and centre. And yeah, it was just an incredible experience and totally worth doing those 13 hours. It didn't feel like it at all. And I got quality time with my mum and dad as well, which was, an extra special thing as well.
I think it has been one of the real positives to come out of this week. Brits from all walks of life coming together. But how amazing, Lucy, that you were there for that historic moment when the children stood vigil around the coffin. Our associate editor, Lucy Jones. Thank you so much, Lucy.